This is Gerald with Gerald's Digital Camera Repair Service. First of all, I'd like to thank you for watching my video on how to repair your digital camera. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at repair@geraldsdigitalcamera.com. Attention, Gabe Brown. You should only need 3 tools to complete this repair. You'll need a 000 Phillips screwdriver, a standard kitchen butter knife, and a pair of tweezers or needle nose pliers with smooth jaws. Should you run into a problem making this repair, we can repair it. Our prices are reasonable, and all of our repairs come with a 60-day warranty. Now we're ready to go ahead and start taking the camera apart. This is a picture of the side cover on the camera. There are 2 screws that you need to take out. Those little hands are pointing at the ones you need to do. On the opposite side of the camera, there are also another couple of screws that you'll need to take out. One thing to remember is when you take the screws out, lay them on your workbench in the order that they came out. The reason being is sometimes one screw will be longer than the other and you don't want to mess anything up. Now that you have these 4 screws removed, if you'll rotate the camera, you'll see on the bottom of the camera there's 4 more screws that need to be taken out. There'll be actually a total of 8 screws. Once you get the screws out, you want to remove the side covers on the camera. There's 2 of them. There's 1 on each side. They should come off fairly easy. If not, you can use the butter knife to pry them loose. Just make sure you don't scratch anything and you use caution as you pull them out. Now we're ready to take off the back plate. If you will use both hands to lift it up and lift it up gently, it should come off easily. If not, you may have to wiggle it a little bit. This is what it should look like once you've lifted it up above the main body of the camera. We're ready now to separate the back plate with the LCD and option pad from the main body of the camera. Use the butter knife to slide between the 2 plates and just lift it up. It should look just like this once it's been lifted. We're not ready to remove it yet. We're going to reverse. We're going to move to the opposite side of the camera and do something similar to what we just did. We're going to go ahead and put the butter knife there between the back cover plate and the main body and lift it up. Once it's free from the main body of the camera, all we have to do is lift it up and lay it side by side so that the only connections to the 2 parts are the connector cables, and then we'll go ahead and disconnect those. You can see those here in this picture. Use the butter knife to lift up this locking tab. Use caution, it's very thin plastic. You'll see that once it flips up, you'll be able to pull out the connector wire. You can see in this picture the connector wire's been pulled out once you lift it up. The next step is to disconnect the connector cable between the option pad and the circuit board. Use a pair of needle nose pliers to do this. It just pulls out. You don't have to lift anything up. It just pulls automatically out. Keep in mind that when you put this back together again, you're probably going to need those needle nose pliers again. It's sort of difficult to push in, but it will go in. Just takes a little force and make sure it's straight. This is what the back plate looks like. It's the LCD screen, the option pad, and of course the frame that holds them all together. Now we're ready to remove the lens unit. First thing we want to do is, if you'll see hand number 1 is pointing towards a piece of tape, take that piece of tape off. Second thing you want to do is we want to lower this connector cable for the USB so that we can have access to the lens. We're taking it out. Number 2 shows you the screw that you need to remove, and once you do that, you can lower it. Now we're ready to disconnect the lens from the circuit board. If you use the butter knife to lift up that little thin plastic clip so that it'll release it, you're going to do it on both of those clips, the one where the knife is now and the one below. Once those clips are loose, as you can see in the picture, you can just pull them out, and that releases the lens unit from the circuit board. If you just take your hand or the butter knife and lift up the flash a little bit, you have access right to it. All you have to do is just lift it up, pull it over a little bit, and it comes right out in your hand. This concludes this video on how to remove the lens and have the entire circuit board intact. If you have access to another W290 circuit board, all you have to do is just swap the circuit board out and continue on. If you do decide to email us, just make it attention to Gabe Brown, that's Gabe Brown, and he can take care of all your questions.